She's greeting you differently. You feel it. You sense something is there, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Is she just being polite, or is she signaling something way deeper? Most people miss the signs. Most people brush them off. And most people lose opportunities they never even realized were in front of them. Today, that changes. Because once you understand the way a woman greets you when she truly likes you, you will never second-guess a moment like this ever again. This is not maybe or it depends. This is psychology, raw instinct and reality. If you're watching this, drop this in the comments right now. Never miss a signal again. Because today, you are learning the truth that no one will tell you. The way a woman greets you exposes everything. Her body doesn't lie. Her subconscious doesn't lie. And if you're still second-guessing, it's because you've been programmed to ignore the truth staring you right in the face. Most people walk through life completely blind to signals. They miss their moment. They hesitate. They think, maybe I'm imagining things. And just like that, they lose their shot. But after this video, that will never happen to you again. Because today, you will learn 7 ways a woman greets you when she truly likes you. These aren't guesses. These aren't vague ideas. These are undeniable psychological cues that she can't even control. And when you know what to look for, you will hold a power most people will never have. This is not for the weak-minded. This is for those who want absolute clarity in life, attraction, and relationships. Stay until the end, because once you have this knowledge, you will see the world differently, forever. Number 1, the smile that's just for you. Women are masters of subtlety. They communicate everything without saying a single word. And most men, clueless, distracted, and untrained, miss it all. A woman's smile is one of the most deceptive yet revealing signals on the planet. It's both a tool of manipulation and a weapon of raw attraction. And if you don't know the difference, you're already at a disadvantage. Society has conditioned men to ignore their instincts, to second-guess what's right in front of them. You're told, she's just being friendly. Wrong. A woman's smile isn't random. It's not an accident. It's not just friendly. It's a choice. A real smile, the one that matters, is rare. Most men never see it. They only see the generic forced politeness she gives to every other guy she has zero interest in. The quick, soulless smirk. The automated curve of her lips she flashes at waiters, co-workers, and men she's trying to be polite to. That smile, forget it. It means nothing. But when she truly likes you, her whole face changes. Her eyes soften, her pupils dilate, her energy shifts. It's like her entire presence welcomes you. That smile lasts longer, lingers, holds tension. You've seen it before, you've felt it before. But did you know what it meant? Most men don't. They dismiss it, hesitate, walk away, and let opportunities slip through their fingers every single day. And women, they know it. They know when a man recognizes their signals, and they know when a man is too oblivious to see what's in front of him. That second kind of man, he never wins. So how do you separate a real smile from a fake one? Start looking deeper. A real smile isn't just about her lips, it's in her eyes. When a woman is genuinely excited to see you, her entire face comes alive. Her pupils widen, the skin around her eyes moves. There's a shine in her expression, a kind of glow that only appears when she's in the presence of a man who sparks something inside her. A woman who smiles like that when she greets you isn't just being polite. She's making a statement. She's giving you permission, an invitation, a gateway into her world. But only if you see it. If you're the kind of man who shrinks in that moment, if you break eye contact, if you don't hold your presence, if you don't own the space, you will lose her interest instantly. Because a woman's attraction is fickle. It's emotional, impulsive, dictated by moment-to-moment feelings. She won't wait for you to figure it out. She will move on. And some other man, the one who understands signals, who reacts, who knows exactly how to own the moment, he will take the opportunity you were too blind to see. This is why most men lose before they even realize they're playing the game. They don't recognize the open doors right in front of them. They hesitate, they overthink, they tell themselves, it's nothing. And by the time they figure it out, it's already over. From this moment forward, that won't be you. When you see that real smile, the one where her whole face lights up, where she gives you her attention in a way she gives to no one else, you hold your ground. You look her in the eye. You smile back, slow and controlled. You acknowledge her attraction with your presence, not desperation. And most importantly, you make her wait. Because here's the part no one tells you: women want to chase. The second she realizes you're not like every other man blindly seeking her validation, she will start working for yours. That's how the game is played. And if you're still the type of man waiting for her to make it obvious, you will always be left behind. Number 2, her touch speaks louder than words. Women do not touch men they're not interested in. Period. Everything about a woman's biology is designed to be selective. She is programmed to filter, to test, to eliminate weak men from her world. Her body is a gate. She doesn't allow access to just anyone. If she doesn't like you, she will avoid physical contact at all costs. You will never get a casual arm touch, a playful shove, a light brush of her fingers against your hand. But if she is interested, she will find reasons, excuses to touch you. And most of the time, she won't even realize she's doing it. This is where most men fail. They don't recognize the power of physical contact. They let it happen, but they don't respond correctly. They assume it's meaningless. They tell themselves, she's just being friendly. She's not. Touch is everything. It's one of the strongest subconscious indicators of attraction. And if you don't react the right way, you will kill her interest instantly. So what do? First, you pay attention. When she touches you, whether it's a slight push when she laughs, a pat on the back, a lingering touch on your arm, you acknowledge it, not with words, but with action. You hold your presence. You stay calm. You make her feel the weight of that moment. And then, you return the energy, slowly. You don't immediately grab her. You don't overreact. You don't act like a desperate fool who's just happy to be touched. You wait. You let the tension build. And then, when the moment is right, you reciprocate. You touch her back with control. Not desperate, not needy, but with intention. This is what separates a man she respects from a man she forgets. If you ignore the touch, she will assume you are blind, weak, or inexperienced. If you react too eagerly, she will assume you are desperate and easy to control. But if you respond with presence, confidence, and a deep understanding of the dynamic at play, she will feel it. She will see it. And most importantly, she will crave more of it. Because physical contact is not just an action, it's a test. She wants to know, will you take the lead? Will you hold your ground? If you pass this test, you win her respect. If you fail, she moves on, fast. There is no middle ground. Most men are too afraid to take the lead. They fear rejection. They hesitate. They become passive observers in their own interactions. And that is why they lose. From this moment on, you will not be that man. When she touches you, you will recognize the moment for what it is. You will understand that she is giving you the green light. And instead of second-guessing it, instead of overthinking, you will act. Because power is held by those who take it. Number 3, lingering eye contact. A woman's eyes are the gateway to everything she feels but doesn't say. Her words might be controlled. Her actions might be subtle. But her eyes, they betray her every single time. A woman will look at you one way when she's neutral, another way when she's disgusted, and a completely different way when she's interested. Most men don't see the difference. They walk through life blind, failing every single test, because they never learned to read what's right in front of them. They assume that if she's talking to them, if she's being nice, if she's responding to their jokes, then maybe she's interested. Wrong. Because the truth is, interest isn't found in her words. It's in her gaze. A woman who looks at you with genuine attraction does something that only a rare few men have learned to recognize. She locks eyes. And she doesn't just look at you, she holds it. Most men miss this because they've been programmed to look away first. They fear the tension. They can't handle the unspoken energy of that moment, so they break eye contact like an untrained, weak, unsure man. And when that happens, she loses interest instantly, because in that split second, you just told her everything she needed to know. You told her you're not dominant. You told her you can't handle pressure. You told her you doubt yourself. And the second a woman senses that weakness, she will move on, whether she realizes it or not. She is biologically designed to seek strength, not just physical strength, but internal strength, the kind of strength that can hold eye contact without flinching, because a man who doesn't look away is a man who isn't afraid of her, a man who isn't rattled by her beauty, a man who doesn't feel the need to prove himself to her. That's the kind of man she chases. A woman's attraction is triggered not by what you say, but by what you communicate without words. And eye contact is one of the most powerful ways to do it. A woman who holds eye contact past the normal social expectation is sending a signal. She is challenging you. Do you see me? Are you confident enough to hold this? Are you in control, or will you break under the pressure? Most men fail. They get nervous. They glance away. They fumble the moment because they don't realize that eye contact is a test. The ones who pass, they hold their ground. They stay present. They let the tension build. And that is when she starts to feel something she can't explain. Attraction is not logical. It's emotional. She won't sit there thinking, wow, he held eye contact, so I must like him. No, she will just feel it. That's the power of presence. That's the power of non-verbal dominance. That's the power of being a man who understands the silent language of attraction. And if you still think this is just some minor, unimportant detail, ask yourself this. Why is it that the most confident, powerful, high-value men never break eye contact first? Why do world leaders, billionaires, and men who command respect never drop their gaze before the person they're talking to? Because they know what most men don't. Power isn't just in your words, it's in your presence. If a woman locks eyes with you, she is waiting for your reaction. If you break first, you lose. If you hold your ground, she starts to feel something she doesn't feel with other men. And that is when she starts to chase. She starts to wonder why you're different. She starts to feel something she can't quite explain. And this is where you win without saying a word. Because once a woman starts thinking about you when you're not around, once she starts replaying that moment in her mind, once she starts asking herself why she felt something different with you, you have already won. Women don't choose men based on logic. They choose based on how you make them feel. And if you can trigger attraction without even touching her, without even saying anything, just by knowing how to own the moment, you are the kind of man she never forgets. From this moment forward, you do not look away first. You do not fidget. You do not shift nervously. You do not break eye contact like a boy who doesn't understand the power of presence. You hold it. You let her feel that tension. Because if she likes you, she will look away first. And when she does, you already know you've passed the test most men don't even realize they're taking. Number 4. She mirrors you without realizing. A woman's attraction is never loud. It's never obvious. It's never direct. Society has trained men to expect women to spell it out, to say exactly what they want, to make things easy. That will never happen. Women speak through subtlety, through small unspoken signals, through cues that most men ignore completely. She won't tell you she's attracted to you. She will show you. And one of the biggest ways she does it is through mirroring. Mirroring is pure psychology. It is hardwired into human nature. People mirror those they respect, those they are influenced by, and, most importantly, those they are attracted to. It's a test, a subconscious test. A woman does not mirror a man she sees as weak. A woman does not mirror a man she does not admire. She does not copy the body language of a man who is beneath her. But if she sees you as a leader, as someone she finds desirable, as someone worth her energy, her body will betray her. She will start copying your movements. You lean in, she leans in. You cross your arms, she does the same. You take a sip of your drink, and seconds later, so does she. Most men never notice. They go through life blind, walking past every single opportunity to gauge attraction, wasting every moment where they could have taken control of the situation, but didn't. This is why the majority of men fail in attraction. They are waiting for signals that don't exist instead of reading the ones that are already there. And that's exactly what mirroring is. It's proof that she is paying attention to you, proof that she is drawn to your presence, proof that you have influence over her without even trying. But here's the part no one tells you. Once you recognize the mirroring, you control the frame. You now lead. She follows. That is how attraction is built. If you see her mirroring you, you now hold the key to taking control of that interaction. You can increase the tension. You can test her back. You can subtly move closer and see if she does the same. You can shift your posture to something more confident, more dominant, and she will follow without realizing it. And that's when everything changes. Because now she is engaged. Now she is invested. Now she is submitting to your presence without even knowing it. This is what weak men will never understand. They assume attraction is about words. They assume it's about tricks, about game, about lines that get her attention. It's not. It's about who leads the energy. A woman mirrors a man who has presence, a man who is so in control of himself, she naturally starts falling into his rhythm. So if you catch a woman mirroring you, don't hesitate. That's your moment. That's your green light. That's when you hold your ground, increase the tension, and make her feel something different from every other man she's met. And if you don't recognize it, she will move on instantly because she will sense that you don't have the awareness to keep up with her. Women don't chase men who don't understand them. They chase men who make them feel like they are a part of something powerful. Mirroring is proof of attraction. See it, use it, control it. Because the men who understand this win without effort. Number 5. Her voice changes just for you. A woman's voice is one of the most powerful weapons in attraction. A man who understands this never listens to what she says, only to how she says it. If you don't believe this, think back to any time a woman was truly, deeply interested in you. Did she sound the same as she does when she speaks to other people? Or was something different? Most men ignore this. They are too focused on the words she's saying, the content of the conversation, instead of realizing her tone says everything they need to know. A woman cannot control how her voice changes around a man she likes. She might try, she might not even notice it herself, but her body will betray her. Her tone softens. Her pitch gets slightly higher. She speaks more carefully, more emotionally, more deliberately. She laughs more. Her words slow down, draw out, stretch longer than they need to. Or, if she's teasing you, her voice will become playful, challenging, testing you to see if you can handle the energy she's throwing at you. Women adjust their voice only for men they care about. If her tone is flat, if it's robotic, if she sounds the same with you as she does with everyone else, you are nothing to her. That is the truth. But if she drops her voice when she speaks to you, if she speaks more softly, if she makes words last longer than usual, if she laughs more, if she exaggerates her speech around you, you have her attention. And if you don't notice that change, if you don't pick up on the way she is treating you differently, you will let that moment slip through your fingers. A woman's attraction is always expressed through subtle changes. She isn't going to tell you. She's not going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, I really like you." She's going to test, tease, push, see if you can recognize what she's doing. If she's interested, her voice will change. If she's interested, she will mirror your tone. If she's interested, she will let her emotions bleed into the way she speaks to you. But if you don't catch it, if you keep talking like a clueless, oblivious, untrained man who doesn't see what's right in front of him, she will lose interest in an instant. Why? Because a man who doesn't notice isn't a man she can follow. Women chase men who are aware, men who recognize shifts in energy, men who see the small details and know exactly what to do with them. If she is changing her voice around you, it is because she is already drawn to your energy, but she will never spell it out. That is why men lose. They don't know how to see the difference between a woman who respects them and a woman who is trying to make herself heard by them. And that is why from this moment on, you listen differently. You listen for the tone, the shift, the small changes in the way she speaks only to you. Because once you hear it, once you recognize it, once you see that her voice is exposing her attraction, you will know exactly when to escalate, exactly when to increase the tension, and exactly when to take control. A man who can hear beyond her words is a man who never gets confused. And the moment you stop being confused, that is the moment women start chasing you. Women follow men who understand their nature, and that means hearing everything she doesn't say. Number 6. She closes the distance instinctively. A woman's interest is revealed not in what she says, but in where she chooses to place herself. Most men have been trained to ignore proximity, to assume a woman's presence around them is random. It's not. Nothing about female attraction is random. Women are hyper-selective about who they allow into their personal space. A woman who isn't interested in you will keep her distance. She will create invisible barriers between you and her. She will lean away. She will stand at an angle, subtly positioning herself out of your reach. This is not an accident. It is instinct. And when she is interested, everything changes. She closes the distance. She leans in when she talks to you. She stands closer than necessary. She orbits around you in a way that isn't logical, but deeply biological. She wants to feel your presence. She wants to feel the weight of your energy. Most men don't recognize the shift. They assume a woman standing close to them is just coincidence. It's not. Women are masters of indirect action. They don't say, "I like you." They move into your world. And the worst thing a man can do in that moment, ignore it, fail to act, let it slip by. Because a woman who makes an effort to be physically close to you is waiting for something. She is waiting for you to notice. She is waiting for you to hold your ground, to stay relaxed, to welcome her into your space without reacting like a weak man who has never had female attention. She is waiting for you to escalate, but only if you see it. If you step back, if you pull away, if you fail to take control of the moment, you just signaled to her that you are not the man she thought you were. And just like that, her attraction disappears. Women do not chase uncertainty. They chase strength, clarity, dominance. If she is closing the distance, it means she is already feeling something. And if you are the kind of man who knows exactly how to handle that moment, she will become more drawn to you without even understanding why. This is where most men fail. They assume attraction is about words, about lines, about trying to convince a woman to like them. But attraction isn't logical, it's emotional. And a woman's body betrays her emotions before her words ever will. If she is stepping into your space, it is because she already sees you differently. And from that moment forward, you control the direction of the interaction. You do not pull away. You do not shrink. You do not hesitate. You own the moment. You acknowledge her presence. You let her feel the tension that she created. And if you do this right, she will only move closer, because women follow the presence of a man who is completely in control of himself. Number 7, the extra effort. A woman who truly likes you does not just show up, she prepares. She pays attention to every detail that involves you, and again, most men miss it. They assume a woman looking a certain way, acting a certain way, dressing a certain way, is just her being normal. Nothing about a woman's choices around a man she likes is normal. She plans for it. If she knows she's going to see you, she puts in the extra effort. She chooses an outfit she knows will catch your attention. She fixes her hair, not for every man, but for the one she is interested in. She remembers things you've said that most people wouldn't, and if you do not notice this, you have already lost. Because a woman does not give extra attention to a man who is just anyone. She reserves that for a man she has placed in a different category, and that category, the one where she respects you, values you, and secretly hopes you see her the way she sees you. This is where attraction is either built or broken. Most men never validate the effort. They assume women do things randomly. They assume she just wanted to dress nice. She just happened to be in a good mood. She just remembered that small detail by accident. Women do not put in extra effort for men they don't care about. And when she does put in the effort, she is watching you. She is waiting to see if you notice. And if you fail to acknowledge it, if you treat her the same way you would treat any woman, if you overlook the signals she is sending, she will feel it. She will feel unseen, unrecognized, and unattracted. Because attraction isn't just about what she feels for you, it's about what she feels in your presence. She needs to feel that you see her differently, that you see the difference between her and every other woman in the room. And the second you show her that, she will begin to chase. Because now, she has invested in you. Women do not chase men who give them instant validation for nothing. They chase men who make them work for that validation, men who subtly acknowledge their efforts without overpraising, men who make them feel that they are being seen by a man who understands them on a level most never will. And that is why, from this moment on, you pay attention to the details. If she suddenly starts wearing perfume when she's around you, if she starts looking more put together on days when she knows she will see you, if she starts referencing something you said weeks ago, something even you forgot about, you take note, because that is proof of investment. And when a woman starts investing in you, she is already halfway through the process of attraction. All you have to do is not fumble the moment. Men lose because they act oblivious to the signs that attraction is already happening. But the men who win, they see it, they acknowledge it subtly, and they let her continue working for their attention, because the chase is what makes attraction last. Women do not fall for men who hand themselves over too easily. They fall for men who subtly recognize their efforts, who set a standard, who make them feel that being seen by them is something rare and valuable. And that is the difference between being forgettable and being unforgettable. Everything you just heard is happening right in front of you, every single day. Women are signaling, they are testing, choosing, filtering. They are looking for men who can see what others don't. Most men miss every single sign. They hesitate, they overthink, they ignore the moment, and they lose. But now you will never be blind again. You now know how a woman greets you when she truly likes you. You know what to look for, how to read it, and most importantly, how to respond. The only question left is, will you apply it? Or will you stay in the dark, like every other man? Drop this in the comments right now. I see the signs. If this just changed the way you look at women forever. This knowledge is not common. It's not taught. It's not given freely. Men are starving for this information, yet only a few will ever find it. By supporting this channel, you make sure this message reaches the men who need it most. The men who are lost, the men who are blind, the men who are wasting years of their lives being clueless.